You are now tuned in
to Respect the DJs podcast.
Welcome to Respect the DJ podcast. I'm your host, DJ Junebug, alongside DJ Khalid.
Let's go.
Man, first of all, it's a very special day today. We have a special guest in the house.
Yeah, facts.
We have a legendary DJ, a figure in the world of hip-hop for 48 years in the game.
Yes.
Today, he remains an icon of the culture. As a teenager, he honed the skills as a DJ and developed a revolution technique called the scratch that will go on to transform to the art of DJing. One of the founders that reinvented hip-hop,
Yes.
one of the greatest DJs of all time, the needle-dropping master. If it wasn't for him, this thing we call scratch would not be part of a real DJ routine. He is from the birthplace of hip-hop,
Yeah.
the inventor of the scratch. Let's give a round of applause, the one and only needle-dropping master, Grand Wizzard Theodore.
Let's
Make
go.
a clap to this. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that salute.
No, thank you.
Yeah, facts.
If it wasn't for you, couldn't feed my kids.
Man, we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here.
Doing this
We're
right now.
DJs as well, so,
Right.
you know, having you here is a very, very big honor to us.
Facts.
Thank you.
You're definitely on our Mount Rushmore.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Thank you. Glad to be here. Glad to see another day.
yes. Nice cold day. Actually, you know what? We're not home in Orlando today, actually. We're in New York, too.
Right. We're in, a
We're in New
special
York. We're in the
location.
city.
Doing what we got to do to get it done.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like June said, thank you. We appreciate you being here with us. But we'll just get right to it. How did you get your DJ name?
Oh, good question. When I first started DJing, it was just DJ Theodore, and I was like, even contemplating with myself, like, should I keep the Theodore, or should I go somewhere else? But being that everything I did was so real, I said, I'm just gonna keep Theodore.
Okay.
I don't care. I'm just gonna keep it. And Grand Wizzard came from my MCs, Kevy Keb and Robbie Rob, from the Fantastic Five, which is they're both brothers.
Okay.
And me and Kevy Keb, we was in third grade together. So they was like, you know what I'm saying? We got to get a name for you. You got the Grand Masters. You got this. You got that. I was like, well, I don't want to be no Grand Master. No, I don't want to be no Grand Master. I want to.
Not a grandmaster.
I want to go. I want to go somewhere else. You know. So we still contemplating. They was probably still contemplating like we got to get a name for him. We got to get a name for him. So one day I was doing a block party and it was like my style of DJing was different from everybody else's style of DJing.
Okay.
You can hear it on the mixtapes. You can hear it at the parties. You can hear it when the MCs are on the mic. You can hear that my style was totally different.
Right.
And I tell people that my style of DJing is not a talent. It's a gift.
Okay.
What I have is a gift. It's not a talent.
Right.
God gave me this gift, and I realized the gift that I had. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm still here. I'm still traveling around the world. I'm still cutting and scratching and doing everything that a DJ of today still do.
Right.
So one day I was in the in the park and I'm playing R&B music with, I'm cutting up Aerosmith and then I'm playing Aretha Franklin behind Aerosmith and then I'm playing the Bee Gees behind Aretha Franklin and then I'm playing Let's Dance to the Drummer's Beat, and then I'm playing Donna Summers behind it. It was like, wow, like the way you flipping the records and everything is in tune with each other. It's magical. It's like you a Grand Wizard. Grand Wizard. So they said, yo, we gonna call you Grand Wizard Theodore because what you do on the turntables is just so magical.
Right.
I said, let's do that. Let's go with Grand Wizard, and the name stuck. That was it. Grand Wizard with one Z. But as time goes by, I had to add that extra Z, man, because, did the Wild Style movie, I did the soundtrack, I did the score.
Right.
And I started accomplishing so many things. I'm saying, yo, I got to add another Z to this, man. So
There you go, double Z.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Correct, but my nerves are like a 1,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
Even I don't know if you heard it in my intro, like
No, absolutely.
my,
I don't
my nerves are like just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is like,
I think
I've been around
I think
many.
he knows, but I don't think he really knows.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
impact
I've been
has.
around many
You know what I mean?
DJs. I mean,
Right.
me personally, I'm turning 50, so I've been around the game, 30 years alone in Orlando and
right.
another 5-7 years in Jersey. So I was doing it since early too.
Right.
And I've met a lot of DJs, but like, I'm shook right now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
we definitely
Appreciate that.
No,
yeah.
I'm
fans and great respect, for you and what you've done for
Thanks,
the culture.
I appreciate
Period.
that, man. I mean,
You know what I
like
mean?
this Sunday, I'll be 60 years old, man.
Salute, God
Man,
bless.
you look real good for 60, my
Thanks.
brother.
You don't age, do you?
You don't age, right?
Cracked on black.
Yeah.
Black don't crack, right?
Yeah,
What's
black
it
don't crack, right? Exactly.
I think it all was like, lifestyle, man. I love to cook.
Mm-hmm.
So when I cook, I can make sure like I put what I put in my food, not that much sodium.
Right.
It's like I learned a lot about food and stuff like that. I drink a lot of water and stuff like that, and I try to surround myself around positive people because you could be around a lot of negative people and then you can just like
Yeah,
age you, man. You're
energy,
like,
yeah.
every day is
Drama.
drama. ¿Qué te pasa a ti, loco? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like drama every day, and it's like, yo, this is stressful. I can't do this.
Yeah.
We got a whole crew, and it's like, if my own crew is stressing me out, it's like, I don't need this, man. So everything goes hand in hand. Food, water, what you put in your body, stress. Stress is a silent killer, man. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's a lot of things you have to do, man, to stay, if you want to stay around, man. If we knew then what we know now, a lot of our uncles and aunts and fathers and a lot of our relatives will still be around because of the food that we eating, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful every day. I open up my eyes, man. I say thank you, God, man. Thank you, God.
It could be your lifestyle too. If you mentally stay young, you're traveling, you're working, you're mobile. Things like that also help keep you young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean my bones crack, when I get up in the morning,
Yeah, we have somebody on our team actually who's about that fitness,
Yeah.
big times.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Facts.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to start DJing? All right, we know how you got your name, and you was in the parks and in the park jams and stuff like that. Was there someone that inspired you? Something you saw, or?
Well, it's like I was born into this culture, into this art form
Right.
that we call hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
We did hip hop from when we wake up until when we go to sleep. We just don't do hip hop for a couple of days and be like, okay, I'm going to chill.
Right.
I was born into this, man. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I can remember when I was like 9, 10 years old,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even younger than that. I go to the corner store to get some milk for my mom's, and I see people on the corner harmonizing and doo-wopping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I go to the train station and I see all the graffiti on the train stations. I see like Magilla Gorilla or Felix the Cat. See, I'm saying my age now. People saying Magilla Gorilla,
Who the hell
Felix
is
the
that?
Cat. Who's this?
Right.
And seeing all these cartoons that we look at and stuff like that. But seeing them on the trains, seeing them on the streets, seeing them on abandoned buildings, seeing them in parks, seeing the graffiti all over the place.
Yeah.
And then, my brother Mean Gene, he was a B-boy. So I seen him B-boying all the time and stuff like that. And, people B-boying in the hallways, B-boying in the parks, B-boying in the school, B-boying everywhere. So I was exposed to all those three elements already.
Right.
But when I seen the two turntables and the mixer from my brother Mean Gene and Grandmaster Flash,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it hit me. Like, wow, that's what I want to do.
Right.
I want to be a DJ. And that's when all the four elements came full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that, I want to be a DJ because I love music.
Yeah.
My mom's played music all the time. We watched American Bandstand. We watched Soul Train every Saturday at 12 o'clock, in the afternoon. We watched Soul Train and the guys pop locking. I love the music that they played and stuff like that. My mom's loved music. She played music when she was happy. She played music when she was cooking. She played music when she was sad. She played music when she was about to whip our butts.
Right.
I can come home and be like, mom's playing Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh shit.
She's in a good mood.
All right.
I come home, she playing James Brown or something like.
She'll whip somebody's ass.
You already know she getting hyped up.
I'm like, oh man, what happened?
What did I do?
You know what I'm saying? So music was always a part of my life, and it's just that I didn't realize that music was a soundtrack to our life, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just realized it early on, man, that, I was born into something, man, that was going to change the world.
Yeah. Do you remember like the first park jam you ever went to and where it was at? Who was DJing and things like that?
Well, the first park jam that I went to was actually my brother Mean Gene and Grandmaster Flash.
Okay.
you know. But other than that, I kept hearing about people talking about Cool Herc, Cool Herc, Cool Herc, Cool Herc.
Okay.
So my brother, Mean Gene, and Grandmaster Flash, they took me down to the 169th Street and Washington Avenue.
Okay.
It's like, don't go to the 9. If you don't know anybody, don't go down to the projects to the 9 where Cool Herc is at.
All right.
And that was the first time I went down there to a block party with my brother Mean Gene. When I got there, I seen these big giant speakers, you know, this big fat sound system. I seen this big 10-foot tall dude standing behind it because Herc looked like he was like 10 feet tall. You know, he had his big arms and stuff like that, real muscular. He had these turntables called Thorns.
Okay.
These were the biggest turntables you ever want to see in your life. It's like if Hercules had a pair of turntables, this is what Thorns were. They were big, giant
Were they
turntables.
heavy as Techniques though?
Oh yeah, they were twice as big as Techniques.
No, heavier as Techniques.
It was like two and a half Techniques. This
Put
like
together?
lift, yes,
Wow.
yes. And they were called Thorns, and I was like, wow. And I just like stood there and watched Herc DJing and just watched this sound system, like this big ass. Can I say ass?
Yeah, you can say
Yeah,
ass. You
yeah,
can
whatever
say
you
Will
big
Free can
ass
say
sound system.
yeah. You can say ass. Hands. You
And
were
I
saying
was
this.
just like, wow. I was definitely in awe. So it definitely was Cool Herc's block party that I went to for the first time. I went to a block party. Yes.
Dope.
That's crazy. At what age did you invent the scratch?
I invented the scratch when I was 12 years old in 1975.
75. Remember what record you were playing that day?
I was playing bongo rock.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing bongo rock, and I think I was playing a record called Heaven and Hell.
Okay.
Okay.
Children growing, women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was basically making a tape for my it was my last year junior high school. Principal played music in the lunchroom. So it's like you're in the lunchroom, you're eating your tater tots or your hamburgers or your Franks or your chili or whatever. You know we used to have for lunch.
Right. The fake pizza on the Italian bread or whatever it was.
That wasn't bread. That was cardboard.
I remember that. Yeah, and it was like, you know, my principal would play music, and people got tired of listening to the music that he was playing. So a friend of mine was like, asked the principal, "Can I make a cassette tape?" And the principal was like, "I don't know." He said, "Okay, make a cassette tape. I'll listen to it. Make sure that the music is not, you know, derogatory and stuff like that."
Right.
I don't think he used that word, but
Something like that.
I probably wouldn't even know what that word meant if he used it. Anyway, so he said, "Okay, make the cassette tape, and I'll listen to it, and then, you know, maybe I'll play it." So I went home, took my boombox, put it in front of the speaker, pressed record, and started to make my mixtape. I'm trying to make this the
Excuse me for a
best.
minute. People didn't understand back then there wasn't a tape deck to record unless you had a boombox.
Yes.
If you didn't have a boombox, you couldn't record a tape.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he did. Yes,
So you had
yes.
to put that boombox to record for that speaker.
It was crazy. So I'm in the house, I'm making my cassette tape and stuff like that, and the music that we practice on was in my mom's house. And my mom's is the kind of person where she doesn't argue, she doesn't raise her voice. She just starts swinging like Mike Tyson. That's
be
my
off guard.
mom's. Dishes not done. People in the house when she's not home. House not cleaned up. That's my mom.
You ain't take the chicken out the freezer when she told you to.
Yeah, that's mom's, man. You know? So I'm in the house, I'm making a cassette tape, and the music is so loud to the point where my mom's had to come and bust in the room. It felt like she busted in the room.
Right.
But she probably just opened the door. Well, anyway, she came in and was like, either cut the music down or cut the music off. So back then, we didn't have crossfaders that went from left to right.
Okay.
We had crossfaders that went up and down.
Right.
And even some of the crossfaders had round buttons.
Round buttons.
Like the Bozak mixer and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that they have in the skating rings. So when she came in the room and startled me, both levers on the turntable went up at the same time because one record was ending and the next record, it was time for the record to come on.
Okay.
So I did a baby scratch, you know, 1, 2,
Kinda holding it,
3,
right.
4, and I let the record go, pulled the music down. Mom's left the room. I finished my cassette tape, started listening to it, and when it came to the part where she came in the room, I heard myself doing the baby scratch. I was like, wow, I can incorporate that into all the other things that I'm
you're
doing as a DJ. So practice it, another couple of records, play some 45s, play some James Brown, play some just kept messing around with it for a couple of days, couple of hours, and that's how it became the scratch. I was only 12 years old
Wow.
in 1975.
Wow. And you were dropping records before that, right? Dropping the needle on
Needle
records.
dropping.
You were dropping.
Yeah,
before scratch.
I actually created the needle drop before I created the
scratch. Right.
Before I
That
created
was
the
first.
scratch.
Right.
Like my mom's again. She had a little big stereo that looks like a coffin.
The big coffin, the big brown coffin.
Yeah, you open it up.
Do you know they sell that right now? Those coffins right now, but the technology right now, they go for 20 grand. The coffin, no TV, but just they make them handmade coffins with a turntable inside, new technology inside, with new speakers. Ain't there?
Bluetooth, probably all
Blue,
that.
have the Bluetooth, everything, the vinyl, Bluetooth,
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Wi-Fi. Yo, for 20 grand.
That's crazy.
I wish I kept my mama's
Right.
coffin.
Had an antique
Probably
joint.
sold out.
Right now. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Facts.
you had the coffin and you was
crazy.
playing with the records in there.
Yeah. Played my mom's 45s, skipping the needle. I mean, some 45s, the break is at the beginning. Some of the breaks is in the middle. Some of the breaks is in the end. You guys know about that, right?
Yeah.
And they're so small, so it's like you gotta be careful where you drop it at.
Right.
Yeah. So I used to pick the needle up to the break part that I liked so much, not knowing that I was spending so much time doing it, like 3-4 hours just sitting there playing 45, dropping the needle, dropping the needle, dropping the needle. Until the more mature I got, I started counting. Okay, let me count to 3 and pick the needle up. Let me count to 2 and pick the needle up. Let me count to 4 and pick the needle up. Some of the breaks was like 5 seconds. Okay, I'll wait 4 seconds and pick the needle up. Not knowing as time was going by, I was developing the needle drop style.
Wow.
And once again, God gave me this gift, man. And when I got on the big turntables, I was able to drop Let's Dance to the Drummer's Beat and keep the whistle going. So
Okay.
it was crazy, man. It was crazy. I'm just happy to be a part of something that's bigger than I am and be a part of something that actually changed the world. So I'm just happy, man.
Right. And back then, it was a no-no to touch a record. You couldn't really touch the vinyl back then because the vinyls back then were made differently. So
Absolutely.
back then, the DJ couldn't really just touch a vinyl. Like right now, well, now there's no vinyls really, but back in the days, we would take the vinyl, look at it.
Manhandle it.
Manhandle it.
Yeah.
Back then, you couldn't do that because the records were made different. The quality was different.
Right.
Yeah, we had potato salad, chicken on our hands, cornbread, ketchup, mustard. We had all kind of stuff on our hands. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you touch the record, you basically messing the record up. If you don't wipe the record down and stuff like that. People started wiping the records down with vodka and Hennessy. I don't know if Hennessy was out back then, but anyway, vodka.
What was brown back then? He was getting clean.
Yeah,
Johnny Walker Red.
Johnny Walker Red, yeah.
So you just wipe the record down and stuff like that. But it was crazy, man. Like, yeah, records definitely was not made the way they're made today. And then the needles wasn't made the way they were made today. Right. Like at the Scratch Academy, I ask some of my students sometimes, I say, everybody look at this record. And I was like, how many grooves is in the record? They say, how many grooves is in the record? I say, yeah, how many grooves? They'd be like 8, 9, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
I say there's only one groove in the record.
One long groove.
Yeah. So when you put the needle between the groove, it's like it goes on and on and on until it
gets to the end.
Until it gets to the end. And sometimes you put the needle in one spot, and you keep scratching and scratching and scratching, then
static.
It basically fades away.
Right.
Yeah.
Back then it was the diamond needles, I think it was back then.
Yeah.
The diamond needles, yeah.
Yep.
When you go to the store, I used to go to the store with mom, and it's a big case, and the guy had all these the numbers, they were numbered,
right,
and stuff like that. I remember that stuff. I used to break her needles all the time because they had the coffin. So I said,
let me get let me get one of them Shure 44s.
Yeah.
And then next week it'd be like, let me get the 45 this time.
He's just breaking.
Those are the new ones. Give me the 60.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so it was crazy.
So being born in the culture of living in the Bronx as a kid, you could have been a b-boy, you could have been an artist,
MC,
anything, why DJ?
I was a b-boy at one time, because I liked to dance. I was a b-boy. I was surrounded by it, and it was my way of just getting the frustration out, man. I wanted to be a b-boy. I seen everybody else b-boying, and then I sprained my wrist. My mom slapped me in the back of the head. See, you can't even dance, Oh, but I think I was a pretty good b-boy and stuff like that. So I sprained my wrist. I had a cast on for like 3 months, man. Mm-hmm. So it was crazy, man. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna start DJing.
So was it a slap or was it the arm that hurt you more?
It was a slap.
It was the slap. Had to be the slap.
Mom's was quick. So, psh, and you look around like,
What the hell happened?
who did she hit?
You know how it is. You know what I mean? You know, you're not scared. You're not scared of being arrested. You're scared of your mom's finding out.
Or la chancleta, man.
The chancleta,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Sandal, woof.
And they quick. It's like if you got brothers and sisters and everybody's sitting together, and you hear it, you be like, oh.
Somebody.
So once
got it.
somebody start crying, yeah, he was the one that got
Yeah,
hit. Yeah.
You wasn't even sure if you got hit or not. Still
Yeah.
in shock.
And your older brother was a DJ, right? Mean Gene
Yeah, Mean Gene and Cordio.
and Cordio.
Because we have formed the L Brothers and stuff like that. When my brother Mean Gene and Flash, when they broke up and stuff like that, I was just sitting there watching them. Okay, this is your speaker. This is your record. We got two copies of Jimmy Casa. It just begun. Okay, you take your copy. I take one copy. You take this. You take that. And at the end of the day, it was like my brother Mean Gene was left with a half a system.
Right.
So he had to rebuild the system. And that's when we became L Brothers. And once we became L Brothers, that's when people really started to see me DJing and stuff like that. Staying on top of a crate of records and stuff like that. So
Oh, wow.
it was crazy.
To reach the top of the records.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
reach the top. Wow.
It was crazy.
Oh, yeah,
man.
I would love to have been there. Just-
Yeah, some good times.
I was born
man.
a couple years later, but
Yeah, facts. So I guess your brother then mentored you, right? As you started DJing and things like that, or did someone else take you under their wing and?
I wouldn't really say mentoring. I basically did a lot of watching, watch them and stuff like that when they hook the equipment up, when they unhook the equipment, when they get a piece of equipment, when they play music and stuff like that. They were felts wasn't being sold then, so they
You
were
had to cut your own. Yeah.
They were cutting up old T-shirts, my mom's curtains, cereal boxes,
then a slap.
Another slap.
and stuff like that. They
Because
would,
cereal boxes used to have the plastic, right?
Yeah.
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 I did remember doing that.
I would cut mine like if I buy doubles of a vinyl, I take the inside out and then cut that and then put the felt on top of that also.
Yeah, and they had baby powder. It was like normal to go to a DJ's house and see baby powder on the side. You're like,
We need to have baby powder now.
Put the baby powder on the record.
We need to have that.
Give it
to the
that
set.
sliding motion.
We're gonna add some baby powder to our setup from now on.
Facts.
Top of the table. People like,
That's
what's that?
crazy.
Back then, that's what they used.
We ain't gonna
Right,
say
ain't
what
nobody-
company because they ain't gonna send us no
No, they're
check.
gonna send a check. No.
So we gotta get our
We're gonna put our own sticker on it.
Stick on our own baby powder.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? Do you remember the first record you bought or the first vinyl you bought?
Wow, that's a good question. They had this place in New York City, I think it was 42nd Street, called Downstairs Records.
Yep.
When you go downstairs, there's a DJ back there
Mm-hmm.
in a record shop
Playing
playing
records.
45s, playing music all day long. So when you walk past, you can hear so many different 45s, man, from any given day. There was a pinball machine there, and I was good with the pinball machine. So it's like, if you hit 10,000 points on the pinball machine, he'll give you a free record.
Oh damn.
So I used to just go down there and just hang out for an hour and just listen to all the records that he playing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want that one. Yeah, I like that one. He put it to the side. I'm here playing pinball, and I was like, oh yeah. So it's like, if I win 345s, I'll end up buying the other 45 and be able to, take the 45s home and stuff like that. But I think the first 45 that I brought was, a joint called On Top of It. It was like a funk and soul record,
Mm-hmm.
with a little nice break to it and stuff like that. So it had to be like a funk and soul record. I'm not sure what it was, but
It had to be from there, or was it from someplace else?
it was definitely from there.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's the first place I ever started going shopping for records.
And those staircases were long, right? Like a long staircase. Because usually those stores in New York, they were like long staircases.
Yeah.
Well, it was a train station, so it was like, once you get down there, you just hear music. You be like, what is that? And the guys in the back just playing music, man, make you want to go inside. If you were a DJ,
Right.
go search through the albums and stuff like that. So it was really cool, man. It was really cool.
You still have those 45s?
Some, because it's like life, man. You ain't up, you ain't up going places. People having fires, people getting records stolen.
Right.
It's so many things that can happen as far as life is concerned, man. You
Right.
know, things happen. You lose records. You put your stuff in storage. You can't pay your storage. You start losing stuff. All kind of stuff happens, man.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, we got big record collections at home.
Still buying records.
Still buying records.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of. I have some of the L Brothers stuff, but not really much. You know, some of the old records I have in my storage that I probably go through them and be like, oh wow, it's an L Brothers record. You know,
Okay.
so
That's cool.
With the 50 years of hip hop approaching us, have they requested any of your vinyl or any of to put in the archives for either Smithsonian or the Universal Hip Hop Museum?
oh yeah, absolutely. Sotheby's have some stuff that they've been auctioning off. They auction off a lot of stuff from Cool Herc and stuff like that. And I'm one of the founding members of the Universal the Revolutionary Hip Hop Museum
Okay.
and stuff like that. They have a lot of stuff there, and next year the building is going to be ready and stuff like that. So I'm still contemplating what I'm gonna give to the museum
Okay.
and stuff like that, because a lot of this stuff is like it's sacred, man. You know,
Yeah,
you
have
just
that
just
emotional
don't want to
attachment.
just
Yeah.
you just don't want to just give it up that quickly and stuff like that. So I'm still contemplating what I'm going to end up giving to the Revolution of the Hip Hop Museum and stuff like that.
What is your number one prized possession?
Wow, that's a good question. Me now or
Overall, from all your years, living and breathing hip hop, is there one thing that means that much to you?
well, my number one prized possession is all my my proclamations.
Okay.
I got about 17 proclamations.
Okay.
17 proclamations. I have about 30, 40 different trophies and a lot of stuff that's been given to me and stuff like that. You know, I would have to say those because I can come home and just look at all my proclamations and I could say, it's not every day that someone can say they got 17, 18 proclamations in their house. You know, people come to my house, they'd be like, wow, got like 17, 18 proclamations here. That's like a real good, accomplishment. Not many people can say they got that many proclamations and stuff like that.
So for the people that don't know, can you explain what a proclamation is?
Well, the proclamations that I have is from the mayor. You know, all the mayors that have been elected from the last 5 to 10 years, they give a proclamation saying, Grand Wizzard Theodore, your contribution to hip hop, your contribution to your borough, your contribution to everything, period. You know, we do a lot of stuff, man. I do stuff for, the police department, the sanitation, the corrections and stuff like that. We do a lot of stuff. I go to schools and talk to the kids at the school and stuff like that. So I do a lot of Scratch Academy classes everywhere and stuff like that. So it's like we have to remind these kids, man, that it doesn't matter where you come from. You can still make a mark in this world.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Doesn't matter if you Latino, black, brown, green, purple, whatever. You can still do something and still make a mark in life. Don't think that, I'm living in the Bronx, I'm not going to be nothing, I'm not going to be this, I'm not going to be that, because everybody around me is not doing enough. That's not the case, man. You can do anything that you put your mind to.
Right.
Just go to school. A lot of stuff that's being taught in school is good. A lot of stuff that's been taught in school is questionable and stuff like that. But you have to navigate yourself through school. Read a lot of books. Talk to your moms. Talk to your pops. Talk to people that's older than you are. Respect your elders, because they can tell you a lot of information that's very valuable to you.
Yeah.
And see, everything that I say and everything that I talk about, I lived it.
Yeah.
Nobody sat me down and be like, okay, Theodore, you say this, you say this, you say. Everything that I talk about, I lived. So it's like nobody can tell my story better than I can.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you go teaching in these schools, what are you teaching?
When I go to the schools, the first thing I do is I explain to all the students that I went to school myself. I went all the way to the 12th grade and decided that that's all I was going to do.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that that's what you're going to do. If you want to go on to college and do all that, go ahead and do it. It's just that my lifestyle, the way my lifestyle was, I went to 12th grade and that was all that I wanted to do. because I was DJing, I was doing all this stuff, traveling around, and that's what I wanted to do. You know,
Yeah.
I lived in the Bronx. I went to Casita Maria and stuff like that, and I got to interact with different kids. You know, interact with Latino kids. They had some Indian kids there. They had some kids from Asian kids there,
Yeah.
and we all sat there and made we played ping pong. We played we made a stuff out of the matchsticks and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, right? With the glue, the Elmer's glue, and the matchsticks. Elmer's glue, you owe me a check. And anyway, so it's
Make
like
that 2 checks or 3 checks right there.
we got to interact with different. I got to interact with different kids from different backgrounds,
Yeah.
and that was very important, man, because we have to be around each other in order for us to learn about each other.
Of course.
We can't let these textbooks and stuff like that talk about how much we fight each other, how much we hate each other, and all this stuff. We don't need all that.
Yeah.
If God put us all on this earth together, that's for a reason. If that was the case, then He put some people in Mars, some people in Uranus, some people in.
Yeah.
Come on, we are all here together, and we all have to live together. So we just need to get along with each other.
Yeah.
Definitely. What advice you give to upcoming DJs?
Good question. My advice I would give to upcoming DJs is learn where it came from. Learn about PT.1. Learn about Kool Herc. Learn about Grandmaster Flash. Learn about Grand Wizzard Theodore. My brother Mean Gene. Learn about Cool DJ AJ. Learn about Lugbug Starsky. The reason why I say that is because all those names that I just mentioned are different DJ styles. Lugbug Starsky, he DJs and MCs at the same time. Kool Herc does not scratch. He doesn't do all those things. He play music. He has a big sound system. He plays music and lets the music speaks for itself. PT.1 have a really big sound system. He plays music for people at a certain age, people that's like 25 years and up. Everybody that a PT.1 play for, they come in with slacks on. They have shoes on. They have jackets on.
Right.
Different people. Then you got Grandmaster Flash that plays music for everybody in the street. And then he went to the clubs. Then you got Grand Wizzard Theodore that's an all-around DJ.
Yeah.
I'll party rock for you. I'll play Motown. I'll play salsa. I'll play merengue. I'll play bachata. I'll play any kind of music you want me to play. I will play it. And when you learn about all of us, it'll make you a better DJ because DJ has so many hats.
Right.
I went somewhere and asked someone. I was like, guy was like, yeah, I'm a DJ and stuff like that. I was like, cool. And I was like, what kind of music you play? He said, I'm hip hop, man. I'm hip hop all day. I was like, you got to play different kind of music. You can't just keep yourself in a box.
Yeah.
You can't play hip hop all day. You got to play some house music. You got to play some 80s. You got to play some Frankie Reyes. You got to play some El Gran Combo. You got to play Celia Cruz. You got to play different music for everybody in the world. Unless you ain't going to be getting no jobs.
Yeah, and there's so much good music out there.
Right.
You limit yourself.
Come on, man.
Back then, you could have been a hip hop DJ, just being a hip hop DJ back then. But now it's the generation we live now. Got to be open format DJs.
Yeah.
That has to be the key.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
open
part of it.
format is very important because when I get hired to DJ and I go somewhere, it's like they don't tell me, oh, Theodore, you want to play this or play some 80s or play this or that. You got to go in there and look at the crowd and figure out what the crowd want to hear.
Right.
And God had gave me that gift. I can go in a room and be like, okay, they want to hear some 80s stuff. I went to, let me tell you a short story. I went to Las Vegas to do 80s night. No, I'm sorry. It was hip hop night. Yeah, 90s music, all 90s music, all night.
Okay.
And
Wasn't specifically hip hop, just 90s music.
90s music.
I'm sorry, 90s hip hop.
Okay.
It was 90s hip hop night.
Okay.
So when I went there and started playing music, the DJ opened up for me and I started playing music. Right in the middle of my set, it was like 10 young ladies came in. And
You know the bad funny chicks?
one of them just got married. They came in and brought like 10, 20 bottles of champagne. They just like went in there and went crazy.
Right.
And one of them came to the DJ booth and said, excuse me, can you play some Beyonce? I was like, oh man, Beyonce. I didn't know what to say, so I just kept playing music. So she must have went to the manager and told the manager, yo, look, like, we don't spend like
Right,
$20,000-$30,000 in here already.
Right.
You know, we would like the DJ to play some Beyonce. I didn't say yes to her. I didn't say no to her. It's
Right.
just that the crowd was so into what
the-
I was
he was
doing.
playing, right.
I didn't have time to like stand and talk to her.
Right.
So the manager came over and was like, Theodore, I need a favor. I was like, what's up? He says, is there any way that you can fit Beyonce into your set? I said, yeah, but this is 90s. This is 90s music night. What I'm gonna tell the people
Right.
in the crowd. He was like, I don't know.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Please help me, help me.
Right.
He was like, help me here. He said they don't spend like 20,000 at the bar.
Oh my God.
So what I did was I did like 10 minutes of Beyonce, but I played Beyonce with Wu-Tang in the background. Then I played Beyonce with Public Enemy music in the background. So the people in the crowd was trying to figure out what I was doing. So I was playing the acapellas of Beyonce with the instrumentals
Okay, so
of
you was doing
Wu-Tang
blends.
and
So all the
everything.
90 hip hop.
Yeah, so I went into the blends and people was like, yo, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you
know?
got it done for them.
Yeah. So
More for the owner than anything else.
because in a way, man, not in a way, the crowd is always right. I've gone places where the DJ got his head down, is not even looking at the crowd.
Yeah.
And the crowd is standing there like, dude, you playing too much R&B.
Right.
Play some reggae.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not picking his head up and noticing
Watching the crowd, right?
and watching the crowd and stuff like that. And DJs, you gotta just be an all-around DJ, man, and just learn the history of the DJ. Please, to all the DJs out there, salute.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
There's a lot of new female DJs coming out. You think about that?
It's cool, man. It's like you got female MCs. They have something to say. I went to I was in Copenhagen, I think it was, and I was all the way in the back. And sometime when I'm going to do my DJ set and they have a DJ open up for me, I like to come. I like at least a half an hour before I go on. Sometimes an hour, so I can get a feel of the crowd.
Right.
So I was in the back. I'm listening to this DJ. I was like, wow, okay, they playing some good music. When I got to the front, it was a female
Female
DJ.
DJ.
So females have something to say too, man.
That's
They
good,
have
that's
something
good.
to do on the
Right.
turntables too. So, we gotta, we
Embrace
gotta-
them.
Embrace them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
The one that
embrace
actually
them, man.
DJing.
Yeah, just like they have female B-boys
Right.
and B-girls.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta let them in, fellas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen
gotta.
Sometimes some females be burning some of the dudes, man. Yeah.
I think a lot of times they
A
be
lot
doing
of
that.
times.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I watched the DJ play I watched the female DJ play a DJ set, and every single record that she played was female. Every record. She didn't play no male.
They did that
male.
one time on Sway in the Morning. Did that?
I was
Okay.
like,
He hired,
yo, that
it
was
was like
so cool.
Yeah, he had hired female DJs for the show. I think, matter of fact, Blaze,
Chaotic Blaze.
yeah, Blaze did a set for Sway in the Morning. It was all female rappers.
I was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Thinking outside the box and being creative with it.
Right.
So what was it like being part of the Fantastic Five?
Oh man,
What was it? How'd you guys come up with that? How did it start?
Well, we had the Fantastic Four. When I decided to move on from the L Brothers, I had Kevy Kev, Master Rob, which are brothers, and then I had Ruby D and Busy B Starsky.
Okay.
But Busy B Starsky was the kind of DJ where he was down with everybody. He jumped on everybody's mic. He was down with everybody.
Right.
So I really couldn't keep him stationary with the Fantastic Four. So it was like he was gone. He was a solo. He was a solo MC.
Solo artist.
Right.
So I had Kevy Care, Robbie Rob, and then Ruby D, one of the first Puerto Rican MCs. So I was traveling around with them and stuff like that until I met original Salt and Pepper MCs, Whipper Whip and Dada Rock.
Okay.
And Whipper Whip is Latino too. So it was like, yo, I had the right crew, man. God sent me the right crew, man. And I was just so happy to have had that ensemble like that, And yeah, man, it's like we went from the Fantastic Four to the Fantastic Five. Then we had the Fantastic Freaks because we was wearing the spikes and all that stuff. We went through our spikes and leather
Spike phase.
period and stuff
Right,
like that. We went somewhere to do a party and people were like, "Oh, you guys ain't really got no security." It was like, "What we need security for?" We had spikes on and everything. We was like, "We our own security, man. Are you crazy?" So yeah, it was crazy, man. Yeah. I'm
So-
just to have the Fantastic Five, man. It was a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, bringing up Ruby D there, there's a big debate as far as Latinos and hip hop and the culture. What's your take on that? And you there from day one, and people say that Latinos didn't have a part in the beginning or the essence and how hip hop came a part of how it became so big. What's your thoughts on that?
Um, Come on, man. It's like my Latino brothers and sisters, man, always been there. When we went to school together, man, we was in gangs together. We fought against each other. We fought with each other. We hung out together. We did everything together.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We lived next door to each other. We lived upstairs. We lived downstairs. We did everything together.
Right.
And when hip hop was being reinvented, first let me say this real quick. We didn't invent hip hop. We reinvented hip hop. Hip hop was always here. We just reinvented and gave it another name and stuff like that.
Right.
Now you had graffiti artists, that were Latino. Come on. You had B-boys that were Latino. You had MCs that were Latino. You had DJs that were Latino. Been there all along.
Yeah.
Latino come in so many different shades, man.
Yeah, that too.
You got Latinos that's my shade.
Right.
You won't know it until you go to somebody's house, and you go to somebody's house and be like, oh man, what does that smell? It's like rice and beans and oh man,
Porgy sour.
my mom's is not cooking this. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
mom's is not cooking this, man, and all the spices and stuff like that. I went to my boy's house, man. Mom's like, see you out there, come on, hey,
gotta eat.
everybody's
You gotta
gonna
eat.
eat.
Yeah,
Everybody's
everybody.
gonna eat, and I was like, this is good, man. I mean, my mom's don't cook this, And then 5 minutes later, I was asleep.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah.
I was knocked out. But what I'm trying to say is, you really don't know who people are until you go to their house and stuff like that. I remember I went to my friend's house. He was an Indian guy and stuff like that. I remember going to my Asian friend's house. Come on, man. It's like, you don't know who someone is until you actually go to their house and stuff like that.
Right.
And Latinos, they were there, man. They were our security, man. Come on, man. Shout out to Apache. He was head of security, man. He kept L Brothers alive. Everybody thought twice about coming and trying to stick up one of our parties and stuff like that, And Latinos just got just as much to do with hip hop as African Americans, man. I said it. If y'all don't like
Absolutely.
it, come debate with me. I was there.
Yeah, he was there.
It's not like I'm sitting there. I was there.
Right. Right.
I was there, man.
Yeah, you had Lee, right? You had Lady Pink, right? And speaking of Wild Style, you had a major part in
In
Wild
Wild
Style
Style,
and
yeah.
putting it together.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did that come about?
First, let me say thank you to Busy B. Starsky, because Wild Style wouldn't have ever happened without Busy B. Starsky, because Busy B. Starsky and Charlie Ahern, which is the director of Wild Style,
Right.
they met and they had a relationship together, and they were Busy B. Starsky was just bringing Charlie Ahern around. Charlie was taking pictures, He was like, yo, who's this white guy taking pictures? Like, who's this guy?
Who's he with?
Yeah, Busy B was like, yo, he with me, he cool. I was like, okay, he cool. Take pictures. And then after a while, Charlie Ahern decided, yo, we're gonna make a movie. Make a movie called Wild Style or whatever. And we didn't really think the movie was gonna happen until they threw the script in our face. I was like, wait a minute, this might
happening.
really happen.
Right.
So, and then I met Fat Five Freddy. And then Fat Five Freddy and Charlie Ahern was like, yo, we want you to be a part of making the soundtrack. I was like, Charlie, like, why make a soundtrack where you could just use all the breaks and beats that we play? Charlie was like, no, because I feel that in the long run, I'm going to have to pay all these people and y'all won't get paid anything.
Right.
I was like, and at first, I really didn't agree with making a new soundtrack. I thought that playing all the breaks and beats was good.
Right.
And now I had to apologize to Charlie Ahern and tell him, like, yo, making a soundtrack was a perfect idea, man. I didn't agree with it at first,
Yeah, sometimes you don't see it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just, working with Blondie and Blondie's husband, Chris Stein, and making all the beats and stuff like that, man. I'm just very happy, man, that I was a part of that. And then I had to score the movie. I had to sit in front of a little 9-inch screen and put all the music to
to
Wild
match.
Style
Wild
and
Style,
stuff like
right.
that. And it was something new for me, man. And I was just like, yo, I'm like the first DJ to score a movie. So I was
Right.
just happy, very happy to be a part of that. Very happy.
The whole process of that movie and soundtrack, how long did it take? You remember?
First we started recording everything, and Blondie's husband Chris Stein, he put up all the money for Wild Style.
Okay.
He got sick and he was in the hospital. I mean, we actually thought he was going to die, but he made a miraculous recovery. And then the funds came to an end for like 6-7 months, almost a year. And then I guess when he got better, they put the rest of the money back in, and then we was able to
Finish it out,
finish Wild Style. But it was hard, man. It was hard. It was really hard.
Was that the second hip hop movie or the first?
First.
It was first, right?
First, yeah.
It was Wild Style, then it was Star Wars, right?
Well, Style Wars is
Style
more
Wars.
of a graffiti.
Graffiti, but it still has elements of hip
It's
hop.
hip hop. Has
Right.
the breakdance and everything else.
And then Beat Street came
Beat
out and
Street.
stuff like
Right.
that. I remember at 1018, the road skate ring 1018 and stuff like that. They were doing auditions. And they had a big sign that says, if you was in Wild Style, we don't want you.
Oh, wow.
You can't audition for Beat Street because we don't, I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy.
That's
so
not good.
That's crazy.
it was all good, man. Harry Belafonte, he did whatever he did, man. It's all good, man.
Right.
Being around those graffiti artists and things like that, do you have black books?
What do you mean by black books?
The
Like
books,
the-
there's a
Things
tag
to
inside.
in the books.
Oh, okay. See, I'm on a graffiti artist. I don't even know. I thought it'd be a white book. Why it gotta be a black book?
What's black cover, white
White
pages?
pages.
Yeah,
Right.
Why it gotta be? Why it just can't be a pink book? But no, man. I could barely spell my name, man. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
do you have because sometimes they would exchange books, or people would have books and they would do pieces, for people and then just give it back to them and stuff like that.
Well, when my brother Mean Gene, whenever we did a flyer for our party, he would call up one of the graffiti artists and they would make a nice little drawing and stuff like that, and they would probably end up giving him the drawings and stuff like that. But
You have any of those still?
no. I wish.
I'm sure
man.
somebody somewhere has it.
There's a lot of history out there in the
You
streets.
know, somebody
Yeah.
has it somewhere.
Yeah.
They may not even know
Right.
they have it.
Yeah, I'm in contact with Anthony Riley. He used to write flyers for us and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask him and stuff like that.
He might have some around there,
Mm-hmm.
or some.
Even the flyers.
Right.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have our old flyers.
Yeah.
We used
That's
Yeah.
cool.
we
That's
used to,
cool.
we used to write and enjoy them back then. We didn't have graphic designers like they have now.
Right. And everything was pretty much done at Kinko's.
Yeah.
Just copying it ourselves, putting in the work.
What you currently working on right now?
Currently, I'm doing the Scratch movie and stuff like that. Started from scratch and stuff like that.
Okay.
Doing a couple of episodes and stuff like that.
So it's a movie or
It's just a short series.
Short
and stuff
series,
like
okay.
that, you know.
Okay.
Myself and Questlove, we did a skit called Drunk History. You guys have seen Drunk History yet?
that's somebody I forgot who plays you in the
Miles.
Miles.
Yeah, Miles
Yes.
from Blackish and
Blackish,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Method Man plays Grandmaster Flash, and Ice Cube's son plays Cool Herc. And we sat down and mapped that out and stuff like that. And that was
It was one episode, wasn't it?
yeah,
It was one
yeah,
episode,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
one episode.
And that's basically one of the things that I'm going to do as far as I'm going to do like 5 episodes. I'm going to show the scene where I'm in my lunchroom talking with my principal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show a scene where, I'm actually in my house, creating a scratch and stuff like that. So I just want people to see, progression and stuff like that of my life and stuff like that.
Of course. It needs to be told.
Yeah, before while I was in school, still DJing and stuff like that, my brothers and everything, just give people a more in-depth look, at my life and stuff like that, We have a play coming out and stuff like that, me, Cass, Melly Mel, Shy Rock,
Dope.
we have a play. We have a
Play in New York.
Yeah, we gonna do the play all in a bunch of cities and
Oh,
stuff like
definitely.
that.
I would love that to come to Orlando.
Right.
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah, we're gonna definitely come. We're gonna definitely come and stuff like that. And other than that, I just been doing a lot of traveling, man. It's like people are always calling me to come to their school or come to their college, and then I end up doing a venue at night, and that's taking up a lot of my time and stuff like that. You know,
Right.
I'm getting
mean,
old, man. I got the
nah,
gray hairs or something. Like that.
That doesn't mean nothing. I've been had gray hairs.
We in the same boat with you.
Yeah, there's actually there ain't no movie about a DJ, is there? They do documentary movies for artists all the time, but never a DJ.
No,
I
I know they
think
did. They did. The Get Down.
Yeah, but again, but to get that was
Yeah.
a little bit of multiple. I'm talking about an actual movie, a 2-hour movie action for DJ.
The Get Down was cool. I
was-
didn't like
it was
I
aight.
didn't like the cartoon parts.
Who played your part in the Get Down?
Shaolin Fantastic.
That's right.
He did, yeah.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. Silent Fantastic was based on my character, but they didn't really go too much into the character. They wanted to focus on, Flash and the Furious Five and stuff like that, because Flash was the one, him and Boz, they was the one that really did it. So they mostly focus on that, which is all cool and stuff like that. But definitely, and later on this year, like November or December, I'm gonna put out something where people can really look at what a DJ goes through, man. I think that story has to be told,
Yeah, I don't
man.
think people
People don't understand what we go through. They don't
It has to
understand
be
the
told, man.
hours, the complaints
Yeah.
outside in the streets, in the household. We go through a lot.
It's just all, it's a little bit easier now with being able to just sit on your couch and dig for records, right?
Yeah.
It's not like back
Or
in the
download,
day.
yeah.
Crazy, man.
Back in the day, you didn't know what he was playing because he scratched the label off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you had to really be a music lover to eventually figure it out. Or go to a record store and they're playing and you're like,
They're
oh, that's
playing
that shit that he
That's
was
that
playing.
record.
Let me
Now
go ask
Now
and
you
figure out.
with your phone now. Just saying.
Now you can Shazam it right now. Like, yo, go see him at a spot and just take his whole set. Terrible.
Technology, boy.
Yeah, technology's unchanged. I mean, we had different DJs up in here, and some like the technology, some don't. What's your thought about technology?
I mean, it's like whether we like it or not, technology is going to take over.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the first car. Now you look at cars that drive itself. You could be tired from work and you sleep and
Take
you
a
wake
nap.
up. The car got you home, or in the East River, whatever.
Yeah, where you could wind up someplace, right?
Malfunction,
You know, what I'm
computer
saying?
error.
Yeah, right.
I said West River, not East River.
Right. Took me to the wrong place.
And technology is gonna be here, man. I got asked a question like, how do I feel about, Serato and you press a button and the BPMs it locks in
yeah.
and all that, the sync button, and when you search for the record and you could just type in the record and stuff like that instead of going through the crates and stuff like that and getting the dusty fingers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Technology is gonna be here whether we like it or not. We have to embrace it, because if you don't embrace it, it's gonna pass you right by.
Yeah.
It's going to get to a point where, like, DJs are going to be able to DJ from their bedroom. Say, yo,
Well,
yeah,
they've done that on lockdown
For
for
COVID,
COVID.
yeah. It's like, no, I'm saying like people are inside the venue dancing, and when you look on stage,
They're in their room.
it's
It's a hologram or something like that.
it's DJ Pee Wee. He's in his pajamas, and he in his room, and he's playing music for y'all, and y'all, and you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
Come
it
on.
happening.
He's in his bedroom. You see his bed in there. His bed ain't made up and stuff like that. He got a bowl of cereal on the side that he finished up and stuff like that.
funky sock.
And he's,
Right,
and he's in there playing music. His mom's, he might still live with his moms. His moms might come in the room and say, turn the music down.
Right.
Come on.
he might invent something. I don't know what. But
Right. I
He's
don't
like,
know.
come on, mom. I'm working right now, mom. Come
Getting a
on.
check.
I'm working right now. But that's how it is, man.
But you made a clear point earlier. I mean, if you are gonna become a DJ, learn the history of a DJ.
Yeah.
Before you put
Yes,
that
man.
DJ in front of your name, learn what it means.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with the new technology. Okay, we don't want you carrying records, stuff like that. But
Yeah,
learn
those days are gone.
Those days are gone. But learn the history. Learn where that sample came from. Learn what
Yes.
who DJ before that person. Learn the technology.
Yep.
It's cool to learn that, but learn the history.
Yeah. It's very
That's
important.
just why. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
I got nothing wrong about the new DJs.
yeah, I don't got nothing
just
wrong.
learn.
I think
Just learn
sometimes
it.
too
The history.
because they either they don't see you out or they don't know who you are. There is a disrespect that's there to an extent. You know what I mean? Because you don't know who I know. You don't know what I've done.
Right. Right.
You know, and I've seen that personally where younger DJs have disrespected older DJs, and just because they never heard of that DJ doesn't mean that he has not done a lot or is still doing. And I've seen that, and then once they really found out how much money that DJ's made or how much he makes per event, then it's a different I didn't know that. I didn't know he was making $5,000 a night or you know what I'm saying? But just because somebody
put value into your as a DJ, put value
right,
into
you
it
know,
too.
and just because they don't dress the way you dress or they don't drive the car you think you should have if you're this popular DJ, you know what I mean, doesn't mean that they don't bring value and they don't hold value. I think that's another thing with the younger generation. They just lack that respect
And also the
You know what I
value
mean?
of
And the value.
themselves, because right now you can hire a DJ for a bar tab and a hookah.
and the hookah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what value you put into yourself as a DJ.
Yeah. There's a generation. There's like a generation gap where, I think between the 80s and the 90s is where that generation gap where people really couldn't learn about, the pioneers and stuff like that, because, a lot of the pioneers were going through a lot. Then it was a transitioning to the 90s era and stuff like that. Environment was our lifestyle and stuff like that. People were getting married. People had mortgages. People had car payments. People were having kids and stuff like that.
Right.
And then you say to yourself, okay, what do? Do I get a job? Or do I keep DJing? I mean, even myself, I came to that crossroad at one time. Dang, do I keep DJing?
Right.
Or do I go get a job?
Yeah. City job, especially here.
I mean, I'm looking at my car. I'm like, yo, I got to make my car know. I'm looking at, I got a kid. I got a son,
Yeah.
I got to feed my family, And if you have a girl at the time, or if you have a wife, they looking at you like,
You ain't bringing no money tonight. You ain't DJing tonight.
yeah, right?
DJ Pee Wee's DJing.
Yeah. Or you gonna still be a DJ? You 60 years old, you still gonna be a DJ? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just crazy. I mean, God bless my grandfather. My grandfather said to me one time, he was like, "Yo, you still doing that DJ stuff?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm doing that DJ." So who you think brought you that wheelchair
The hover around.
with the hydraulics on it?
Right.
And the 8-track tape on the side. You even got 2 mirrors on the side.
So you can see who's coming.
This DJ.
It's flip proof. If you flip over, it'll flip back over on the right hand side.
Get you back upright.
It even got a laptop here. Come on, grandpops.
Stop hating on me.
Stop hating on
If
this
it start
DJ.
raining, you press a button, the dome comes up.
Right.
You got what, 22-inch rims on this, man?
That's some Jetsons shit. You know what I mean? He started,
Come on,
he's like,
grandpa.
I thought Medicaid covered this shit. I thought I was covered.
Oh, shit, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So speaking about technology, have any of these companies, have you done any collaborations in your needles, mixers, or with any of these, companies that create DJ and make
Equipment,
DJ
yeah.
equipment?
Actually, no, I haven't. I'm the kind of person where I don't ask anybody for anything.
You
I
should
just
They should
go-
come
I just
to you,
go-
though.
They should be
Yeah.
at your door.
Yeah.
I just go and do what I need to do and stuff like that. A lot of these companies, man, they cater to a younger generation. They rather take a DJ that's 23, 24, 25 years old and make a turntable after them or a pair of earphones and all that stuff because they're catering to a younger generation. Like a lot of these companies, when they meet me in person, they'd be like, "Wow," you know what I'm saying? Like, he's standing next to someone that's 25 years old, and the person that's 25 years old look like he's 80 years old, and
Yep.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just really
It's a
crazy,
shame, it's a
man.
shame.
And they look at us like, these guys are dinosaurs. These guys are not doing this. You guys are not. We still here.
Right.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I went to, where did I go? I think I went to Germany. Yeah, I went to Germany, and I think it was like 92, 93. And this company sent me and Ken Swift, one of the B-boys for Rocksteady.
Rocksteady, yeah.
They sent him and I to Germany. And it was like, look, we got this new energy drink coming out, and we want you guys to come out to Germany and do a couple of shows and stuff like that,
Okay.
so that we can let everybody know about this energy drink. And he called me up. What do you think? I said, yeah, come on, let's go out there. I don't know what energy drink it is. I mean, let's go out there. We're going to get paid. Let's go out there, And when I went out there, it was Red Bull.
Oh, nice.
Red Bull just came out, and nobody even know what they was and stuff like that. I'm not really a Red Bull drinker and stuff like that.
Right.
I took a sip and was like, well, this is not for me, So we went out there and, we did our shows and everything and stuff like that. And it just goes to show that, this company, man, is like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Now look where they at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really crazy, man. But these companies, man, they cater to younger DJs. They're not looking at someone like me.
They doing the same thing the DJs are doing, not going to the history.
Yeah.
They seen that, this guy got numbers on his TikTok or whatever.
Right.
Let's use him.
Right.
They're using that person. The same thing. The DJ who's should be going to his history to find out where that name DJ came from or who done before. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, that too, and so many years of experience, that this man brings to the table. There has to be. I'm sure you have ideas in your head about how a mixer should, where the buttons should be, or
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, and things like that. So they should be there should be countless people knocking on your door,
Right.
Yeah.
asking for your opinion or even your cosign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and not only that, also
That should be Grand Wizard toys. And you know what I'm saying?
giving you a check.
Yeah.
Like,
give
yo,
you a check.
you know what I mean?
But most of these companies and stuff like that, when they have a new product out, they send it to me and stuff like that. I mean, my house looked like Guitar Center, I got all the mixes. I got the 62, I got the S11, I got the S7, I got the S9 and S5. I got all the equipment that's been put out and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's like in 2024, I'm definitely gonna put out a mixer. I don't want to say too much now and stuff like
absolutely,
that.
Yeah.
We still in the designer stages and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I want to put out something that's different from everything else and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
When that does happen,
let us know.
we'll definitely support on it.
Yeah.
We're definitely having on display table
No,
as
facts.
well.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because, like I said earlier to you, you're my peer. You know what I'm saying? You're one of my peers. And it's like,
Appreciate
you
that.
deserve to
man.
have some headphone, needle, something named after you. Yeah.
Something. You know what I mean? Yeah, they need to.
You say you're getting old, but you got kids.
They
you
need
gotta
to-
leave a
yo.
legacy behind, It's like,
Absolutely.
They want to cater to the younger crowd. What they could do is make a Grand Wizard Theodore Lego movie. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
You hear that, Lego people?
It's facts. Lego need to holler at Grand Wizard Theodore.
Yep, and then we'll be the back directors in the back.
Yeah. I just want a little cameo in the little Lego. I want to be a little stick figure Lego.
I'll be a little rounded square figure.
A rounded Lego. I don't think they make rounded ones, but for
They gonna make for me.
They gonna make a round Lego.
With some Tims, you know what I'm saying? Tim's another check right there too. Don't forget.
Yeah, once you do the
Those
Lego
50,
movie.
got those 50 anniversary of hip hop Tims. You seen them? They purple and gold. Timberland.
gold.
I need a purple pair of Tims. I don't know why, but I just want
Purple and gold.
yeah, so it's purple on the bottom, and then there's like a gold rim on top.
Oh, yeah, well, at least it ain't a red bottom. Okay.
Yeah, not red bottom.
Yeah, you gonna pay an extra couple grand if it had a red
No,
red
I
bottom
won't
on
wear
it.
a red bottom. Not even with the heel.
Not even with the. I hope not.
That's funny.